Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with Game 2 between Team Liquid and Team Dignitas. This is the lower bracket of the We Play tournament. Of course, I am Luminous from Beyond Summit, and joining me alongside is Merlini. And Team Liquid, when they're on offense, they are kind of like the best run and gun team, but on defense, doesn't seem like too good, as they kind of got stomped in Game 1.
I must say so myself, and yeah, it just seems like they're not too good at playing turtle mode, which actually a lot of teams are. I think Mouse is one of the better turtle mode teams, and sometimes you just gotta do it. You just lose early games so bad that you just have to, you're just forced into recovery mode.
Yeah, and the draft is well underway. Bat Rider, Keeper of Light being banned out by Team Dignitas. They're going to pick up Magnus and Rubik, who's normally considered as the quote-unquote answer to the Magnus. Meanwhile, on Team Liquid, Lifestealer, Shadow Demon, Clockwork, which is a very important pickup, as teams are really, even first phase banning it against Team Liquid. They get it early, and a lot of their offense, as well as team fight, really come from the Clockwork.
Yep, Team Dignitas opting to ban out Bat, which is, I think, a really smart move. They really showed how Bat should be played and is worthy of first pick. Like, he can lane versus one of the most difficult heroes to lane with in the game, Lifestealer, and even starting off in the offlane, he was still able to do a lot, farming a very fast Blink Dagger and a 4-staff. So, I think banning Bat, you just don't want to deal with hero. Too OP. And yeah, pretty solid draft from Team Liquid. They will get, again, some of the core heroes that they really like to work with. Lifestealer in particular for PC, Clockwork for Boba, and IX Mike on that Shadow Demon.
I wonder what Team Dignitas is thinking about right now, because Lone Druid is in the pool. You have Magnus. Aui's probably one of the premier North American Lone Druid players. Maybe they're thinking kind of some sort of different synergy between their heroes, but to me it feels like an instant pick, right?
Yeah, Lone Druid is the obvious pickup here. If not, it will most certainly be banned out in the second phase. I mean, let's see. What Team Liquid's weakness right now is they don't have much in the way of AoE. With Keeper of the Light being banned out and Shockwave on the side of Magnus on Dignitas, they don't really have too much anti-push. And, I mean, Lone Druid, again, very, very good for pushing, but they might work something in like a Luna. They do need an offlaner though, and I mean Lone Druid just fits so well. Looks like it will be Nature's Prophet instead.
Yeah, and it's who knows what lane you'll go in, because you generally don't see the solo mid. We saw it last game. Of course, you could just straight up jungle again. He could, go in the long lane as per usual, and it's gonna be tough to guess. And we're gonna be the second ban phase. I imagine things like Lone Druid is gonna ban out, and also start targeting some of these supports as, or perhaps even carry, as Team Dignitas needs one of each.
Yep, and I mean, Nature's Prophet worked really well in the hands of Snaking. I mean, he did have a very bad start, but he recovered so well, being able to farm that Orchid extremely fast and just be very, very effective around the map, even with slight under farm. So I think Dignitas is just gonna go with what works, and being able to apply that split push pressure is always an option.
Yep, and of course we're gonna wait whether we're gonna see a return of the Skywrath Mage. So far, solo mid not being selected from Team Liquid just yet. Templar Assassin still being one of the, I guess, biggest hero for both teams. Last time we saw a TA being handled by Team Liquid, it's on the safe lane farm, and we saw Black do it to it again, and it just didn't work well. So I don't want to say that discourage teams to try out new things, but maybe TA is not exactly that kind of one-role hero.
Yeah, and it looks like Liquid will ban out the junglers. They really don't want to give Dignitas really strong early game. They way too sexy played pretty decent Enchantress last game, even though they did give up first blood in their triple lane. They came roaring back. So Team Liquid not wanting to give that early game advantage again, and I think that's really what Team Liquid needs to do. Same with Mouse. They just need to not lose the early game, and maybe the 10 to 20 minute phase is just really, really crucial for them.
Yeah, normally here I would say, you know what, let's pick up the puck and go for some really mid-game ganking. They love to play offense, and they're good at playing offense. But at the same time, I feel like this mid might need to actually carry a little bit of the weight in terms of damage output. Lifestealer is a decent one hero, but if Team Dignitas picks up a couple of tanky hero, I'm not sure whether Lifestealer alone could handle the entire weight. Lone Druid still in the pool, made it out through the ban phase.
Yeah, I'm still very surprised about that.
Yeah. So
I think Dignitas could just like roll them over with a push strategy with with Lone Druid +1 and just apply pressure all around the map. And if they want to fight, man, they have Magnus, they have other heroes that can do decently. I mean, Syllabear, once he gets items, can just roll through people, and Rubik's always very good for team fighting, especially against a Clockwork. Being able to telekinesis him out of the cogs and onto the opposite side, and having 2 layers of cogs in between Clockwork and his team is actually a really big deal, especially if he initiates with Hookshot. But looks like Liquid will have the opportunity for Lifestealer bombs in the form of Hookshot with Clockwork and Illusory Orb and or Blink with Puck.
Yeah, that's a ton of initiation power, which we definitely seen teams lack in the past. And of course, Magnus is definitely the target you do want to initiate on. Luna is going to be the second pickup. So Lone Druid, despite being within the pool the entire time, they're going to opt for what works. You talked about the threat of an early game push from Luna, and we're going to see it once again. Now the big difference is it's very easy to jump on top of this team. If you could kill Luna quick, if you could kill Magnus quick, suddenly the push becomes a lot less threatening.
Yeah, I think it's really on Magnus to get early game Blink if they want to win those team fights. Before that, it's just going to be difficult. Maybe if Liquid is underfarmed, they can try and force the issue. But being able to jump on top of Luna with a Nyx bomb and the Rage Lifestealer and just phase out with Puck to defend against that Eclipse, it's going to be very, very difficult for Dignitas to stay alive in those sort of situations. But we still are awaiting another pick, most likely a last support for Team Liquid to couple with Lifestealer and Shadow Demon.
Yeah, and of course Fluff, again, has a wide range of support heroes. I imagine Fluff will be playing this one, but he may go to the Shadow Demon. We talked about Visage last game. Twin Head Dragon is still within the pool. I imagine Team Dignitas might pick him up, considering that they have Magnus. Although they love to generally run double jungle as well, so and the junglers are all banned out, so your guess is as good as mine what Team Dignitas is going to get picked up for their last support.
I would just try and go Lina or Lesh, I think is like the very safe choice. And again, they need a kid with early game pressure, and those two are very, very good in combination with Shadow Demon. Think about the other options. Yeah, THD's pretty good too. It's decent AoE and what they need versus an anti-push, but it looks like it will be Assassins.
Why do we keep forgetting this hero?
every other team forgets about him too. I mean, he's rarely banned out, and he's like decent, but you really want some sort of levels on him just so you can get that early level 6. And it looks like Bane will be the last support pick from Team Dignitas.
Interesting pickup, of course, generally picked as a counter to that Lifestealer, but he doesn't actually do too much in a team fight, especially when things like Waning Rift is a big deal, Impale from long cast range. Most of these heroes are really good at canceling Bane's Fiend's Grip, so I'm really curious on really the mindset of this pickup, and more importantly, where is he going to get his level? Way Too Sexy is usually the jungler for the team, and they're usually quite used to playing with, one support, 2 junglers, and what sort, and everybody gets high level. I'm not sure if he's going to have the luxury to get the level this game.
Yeah, I think it's just more of a defensive mindset. Okay, we're going to probably lose the early game, just like we did last game, just because of our picks. Nature's Prophet, not very strong early. Magnus is actually not the best in lane. He can be pressured very heavily by a Puck. And I think it's just, okay, we're going to enfeeble the Nyx and just try and mitigate the early game phase. Just try and make it past that barrier because of our early weak game, and then after that we'll just start steamrolling through towers. I think that's their game plan, and they don't want to get owned in the triple lane. And it's very obvious that they're going into a defensive triple lane just because of the heroes. Luna's not the best aggressive lane hero, especially without any damage output from his supports. Bane most likely going to go Enfeeble and Nightmare early, and Fog will most definitely go Telekinesis at level 1. So again, they don't have very much damage from them, so it is easy to read, and it is somewhat susceptible to an aggressive triple lane pressure from Liquid.
Seems like they're not doing it, but let's quickly introduce the teams here. Team Liquid down 1 game in this best of 3 series, and if you lose this game, they're out of the replay tournament. Korok will be going mid, a lot of stat heavy, but saving for about 200 gold as well on his Puck. Meanwhile, TC going to be playing Lifestealer. Got pulled a little bit. Regen started out with both Quelling Blade and Stout Shield. Boba will be playing his famous Clockwork. Most likely going top, IX Mike, Shadow Demon, and last but not least, Fluff and Stuff on that Nyx Assassin.
So Liquid actually suspected an early Roshan. We saw them checking the Roche pit, but Dignitas is nowhere to be found. And speaking of Dignitas, we see Bane, the drafter, way too sexy. We see Fogged on the support Rubik yet again. We see Aoi on the carry Luna up top. We see LeBron James, also known as Universe, as the solo offlane Nature's Prophet, already popping Clarity using his Treants to scout. And last but not least, sneaking the King Magnus in middle.
Okay, so This trialing versus trialing matchup normally in FIBA would be really good here. If you want to play a little bit passively, throw on the Lifestealer, who is generally the trialing hero, and then you watch him miss the last hit. But in this particular trialing, if Boba missed last hits, I don't think he cares too much. He have Rocket Flare to help him last hit if that's what he wants to do. But more importantly, the supports could actually pick up the last hit. I don't think Boba needs... He's used to not having as much farm as he needs. And this is quite an aggressive trialing. If anybody gets disrupted, the Cogs will be a for sure kill. So Dignitas got to be very careful.
Yeah, very smart move by Bulb there. We see him do this quite often where he cogs the creeps over here and that just pretty much pulls a wave into their favor. And if they can get away from this very safe positioning of Dignitas, they can potentially score a kill. But really it's being able to control that creep wave so it's not right at that T1 tower. And luckily Bane has not skilled yet. Normally we see people pick up at a very early level of Enfeeble, but since he's not versus Nyx, he doesn't really need it, especially with the mana burn coming out from Fluff. It actually looks like he skilled Impale first, and they did take out that Observer Ward.
Yeah, a lot of priority in terms of getting that first blood. They know that the lack of damage, like you pointed out, on the Dire Tri lane, so Impale, I think, might be the correct choice in terms of overall, if you're definitely going for the first blood. Meanwhile, we have some like sick equilibrium going on the bot lane. I saw creeping in the jungle going on. TC's gonna have a huge wave going towards him. So Treant's harassing him as well. And it's gonna be Dignitas, LeBron James so far leading in terms of the EXP race on the bot lane.
So in terms of the last hits, we see Lifestealer and Furion on top, and looks like mid's still pretty even matchup. 4 last hits for Snaking and only 2 for Korok. He's under a heavy fire though, not getting a salve with his early build and not actually having enough money for Bottle, so he looks like he will have to play very passively until he farms up 100 more gold.
Yeah, his finger, it's gotta be on the face. He eats another shockwave, he's dead. Luckily, ooh, he does face that one. Luckily, there is no skewer on Snaking, so it's not really an imminent threat right now when Snaking's out of mana. So he should be able to get a couple of last hits under the tower. So far, the fact that we don't see any kills happening on the top lane makes me want to think that it's favoring the Dire team a little bit.
Oh, it definitely is, especially with its triple creeps that we see 2 Ogre spawns and a Centaur. So the sports are picking out way more levels than Liquids, even though they're trying to make use of this pool right now.
And looks like we have a haste rune being activated. Korok's low. He does have one. He does have phase, except they're not going to make a dive on it. Both solo lanes having a tough time for Team Liquid, and like you said, the top lane's not exactly winning. As we see that Team Dignitas slowly, passively getting that EXP lead. Not looking good for Liquid, despite really nothing is happening so far.
Yep, and checking the graphs right now, it's just gold keeps going in favor of Dignitas, but a mere 400 lead.
Oh my god,
XP
TC in trouble bot lane. He's really getting zone off the lane. One more range attack will actually do it. The movement's 315 base to 295. Why does Lifestealer have 315? Because that hero needs buff. Oh, Sprout, Tango out. He ate the wrong tree. And off lane, LeBron James gets the first blood.
What a player right there. That is something that is very, very unusual. A solo Nature's Prophet getting first blood. So well played by him.
The way that he's been playing it was absolutely masterful. He, of course, had the treants helping him out, but he's also using the aggro tricks to really basically stack 4 or 5 creeps onto the Lifestealer at once. And he was tanking. He does have Style Shield, but you're tanking a wave of creeps. You have the Nature's Prophet on you. It was just really tough for TC to win that lane. And now getting that first blood, that's a big boon for his pocket of gold.
And other Nature's Prophets should take a page from his book, because we usually see the matchup go the other way around, and Lifestealer is just able to constantly pressure the Nature's Prophet. So looks like he is well on his way to his minus if he chooses to go that build. He already has a Ring of Bassi and 1,000 gold. Looks like Fluff did a drive-by.
Oh, Korok maybe in a little bit of trouble on the mid lane. They need some uphill vision. The Captain Baboon. No, what a shockwave. Nice aim here by the King. And right now, Dignitas, I've seen them play some impressive Dota. Today is very eye-opening. Like, the way that they play today is just beautiful.
They didn't seem like they were on top of their game when they were playing EG the other day, but these past 2 games, they've just been on top of it. And Fluff is sitting in Invis middle, but he will not have any backup yet until Korok does TP in.
Yeah, I don't think they really will get that kill, especially with Snaking not having too much mana to burn, so the damage output wouldn't be there. Meanwhile, the top laner Boba having a little bit of issue. You can see that the Radiant team saying that, you know what, our offensive trialing is not working. Let's rotate out of it. Boba should be fine here. He's level 4. He's got the style. He's got the boots. Let's try to get something else going on the other side of the map. But because they're losing these lanes as solo lanes before, they're having a really, really tough time, even with the supports coming in now.
Yeah, this is really not where Liquid shines. They do not usually lose their solo lanes this badly. Both solo heroes already getting killed, so 0-1-0 for them. And having your supports rotate in your offensive triple lane is not good by any means. And meanwhile, Aui's just been farming the whole time.
We're gonna see LeBron trying to TP out. Nice patience here from IX Mike, waiting for that TP. The surround comes in, but looks like he just walks out somehow. 2 stacks of points and one more hit from the illusion. IX Mike gets that kill, a much needed kill in this bot lane for Team Liquid. Back in the mid lane, looks like Korok a little bit trouble as well. One more shockwave. Don't have the mana for the shockwave. Korok, Dream Coil is gonna be used, and he's gonna get the return kill. All right, so we talked about Team Liquid losing these solos. A little bit of a nightmare action, but looks like Fog in bigger trouble. Ring Sap and a beam goes on Fluff. Fluff, one more impale. He's gonna use the mana burn. Fluff is gonna die for sure, and will Boba make it out of there? He trying to die to the neutral. He does. Nice individual play by Team Liquid as well. This is some high-level Dota we're watching right now, both these games.
Wow. Before you had your camera over there, I saw Fluff miss a double impale. I thought it was going to be a really bad engagement for them, considering he missed 2 heroes with a stun, but they managed to come out on top of that. So it going 1-0, and I guess a neutral, so 1 to 0.5 for that engagement.
Korok being somewhat greedy right now, waiting for the bottle to come through. He wants a full charge, he wants a full bottle as well with the haste rune inside. He could just go up top here and pick off a couple kills. Let's see if that's going to be his goal. But meanwhile, though, you can see that Snaking going to be checking for the rune very shortly after. He's going to see Puck with the haste.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Snaking do too much of it aside from the kill on Korok, and he's pretty close to his arcane boost, already 800 gold in his bank. Puck is meanwhile very, very poor magic stick, bottle, and boots of speed, so nowhere close to the usual treads pickup that we see after the brown boots and bottle.
Yeah, I think right now they're trying to set up kill Dream Coil up for about, or down for about 5 more seconds. Fluff as well as a rotation from IX Mike. They really want Snaking, and they could go right about now if they really want. But they don't. I don't think this works. They're gonna smoke right there too. Going up top. Wow. Aggressive play.
Yeah, this is exactly what Liquid needs to do. They have the aggressive heroes. They have Nakes, who can safely farm anywhere. They have Nyx, who is very aggressive, especially once he gets 1 more level. And they already have Puck, who is level 7, and they need to start making kills happening.
And they will at least get Fog. I'm pretty sure he's really being caught out. The lift. Oh no, IX Mike, or it seems to be Fluff and stuff, cancels the impale. Or forward from Korok. Nice impale to follow up. They're going to get 1 kill. Dream Coil is going to be used here from way too sexy. They're going to get him as well. So very, very good recovery from Team Liquid. The clogs being used. Double kill from Korok. He definitely needs a go boost. And he's going to have that tread like you mentioned out just before now.
Yeah, and this is the strength of their lineup. They need to be the aggressors because Dignitas will just keep pressuring them with Furion and split pushing and just a continual farm by Aoi, and Liquid does need to react. And looks like they're finally picking up some kills. Nyx is very close to level 6, so that'll be a problem once he gets Vendetta.
Korok going back to mid lane, now finds himself a rune, and the rune luck is definitely on Korok's side this game. And Treads is now upgraded. You talked about the Vendetta being available. Do you think that, for example, Fluff should TP on bot lane, pick up TC, and start roaming? Or should TC just say, alright, everybody else, you guys do your thing, I'm going to keep on farming, and you guys lay on the aggression on Team Dignitas?
I think TC just wants to farm, especially considering his item build. If you check his stats right now, he does have a Hand of Midas. So I think he just wants to farm while his other teammates run around and kill. He really does need to catch up with farm with his Luna, and Luna has been free farming the whole time. She's 0-0-0, but her net worth is actually behind Lifestealers. And even with that early first blood on Lifestealer, he's still almost 600 net worth ahead of Aoi in terms of farm. And yeah, that's actually quite surprising.
I'm very surprised as well. I wonder if it's because Aoi got some of those creeps, were they maybe neutral creeps? I'm not too sure, but then Midas is now delivered. And I wonder if Team Dignitas, when they see this Midas, what the reaction will be. Normally, when you see a Midas, you say, alright, you know what, let's step up the aggression because they don't have a big item, they don't have a big lifestealer. But the same token, Dignitas love to play greedy. They love to just keep on farming this early game, farm every lane, farm the jungle as well. Speaking of farming, Korok, Dream Coil, Raining Rift, gonna come back out against Skewer for him. No, they won't.
I think the pressure is definitely on Liquid to make things happen for Dignitas, because Dignitas is just content to farm. Meanwhile, they might go on Snaking in middle. But I mean, the pressure is on Liquid because they're just They're just waiting for items to come. They just need Blink on Magnus. They need some more farm up on the Furion. Looks like he is going for Midas. He is really close to it. And they're just content to farm. Aoi will be a beast if he gets BKB and drums and whatever other items he may be making. Meanwhile, like, Nyx is like decent with items, but he doesn't scale as well with Luna. And they have the aggressive heroes. They have such good ganking heroes in the terms of Clockwork with Hookshot and Nyx with Vendetta. And not to mention the bombs. And Puck's just a very good ganking hero, especially with these constant rune pickups. And I mean, I think that Liquid does need to beat aggressor here, and if Dignitas does try and overextend, I think they will be punished very, very heavily.
Well, we'll see what the aggression, when the aggression will come from Team Liquid. Vendetta is up, like you said. We haven't seen use another smoke usage by Team Liquid. Team Liquid loves to use their smoke, and they're getting these ganked off, which is really important right now. But one thing that makes me a little bit worried is that during that mid game that's going to follow, 10-minute cooldown on smokes. So let's see if Fluff and stuff is going to Vendetta. He will Vendetta right now, and as soon as the smoke break, they will get a really long heads up of what's going to be happening. And I think the culprit will be on. There you go, kill, easy kill being picked up to say the least against Universe.
Yeah, it's actually not a very important kill. They blew a smoke for it, and he already Midas, and he got his Midas off before. So only ended up losing 100 gold in the process because Midas is reliable gold. So, I mean, Liquid did use a couple of things for that. They used the Vendetta and smoke, but not too much in way of it. And Nature's Problem will just be up in 10 seconds, ready to fight if they decide to dive on top.
And Korok's playing very aggressive right now. There is a Courageous up there. I'm not sure exactly whose item is delivering. Hastrian's running out. Meanwhile, TCG getting a little bit of aggression on top bot lane. So regardless, Team Liquid is having the map advantage. Looks like he's going to TP up top as well. Vendetta still down for about 19 seconds. Maybe they're going to wait for the Vendetta cooldown and get another big bomb going. And I think he just invested into Boba, so the other avenue of initiation.
Yeah, so it looks like, I mean, Dignitas probably could defend this with RP, but I don't think, but it looks like they're not in a position to, so they will just try and exchange T1 tower. The glyph has been popped.
It looks like Liquid is gonna try to initiate, but they don't know that there's 3 or 4 heroes still smoked
And a
right
sentry.
there. Yeah, and a sentry. A teleportation comes in. Oh, the Clockwork Cook, I'm not sure what I missed. Puck's gonna come out. Fluff's gonna come in right now. They're gonna focus. No, sentry's gonna get dropped. RP's gonna get huge though. Where's the RP? It does get 2 men, and the huge eclipse from Aoi. Did Fog get something? Fog got Dream Coil? No, it's Raining Rift. Korok's gonna get a couple kills as well. Aoi's gotta be focused. Aoi did not break the link, and Korok is on the run so far, 3 for 2. Korok's gotta survive this one. He's so close to Blink. He will have Orb up in just a couple of seconds, and he will be fine. I guess an okay team fight for Team Liquid because they took that one in the absolute last second. The TP came in, the tower wasn't destroyed, and they had awkward initiation. Boba did pay for it, and I think TC also died. Actually, on second thought, pretty big win from Team Dignitas.
That was a big one for Team Dignitas. They only had 2 heroes that died, and Mag already got his RP off, so not a big deal. He's still pretty close to Blink 700, and I think what went wrong for them there was that hook shot, and the positioning. Like, they were smoked, but they ran right into a sentry ward when Fogged had one there, and when Clockwork tried to shoot at his hook shot, he hit his teammate. He hit the Vendetta Nyx, so that just really was poor. And with 3 melee heroes like that, with Clockwork and Nyx and Nyx, it's just really hard to not get 3-man RP like that. But Magnus executed perfectly, even though he paid for it with his life.
Yep, the aggression have to continue for Team Liquid though. They do have a Blink Dagger available now on Puck, and those Lifestealer bombs are very, very impressive in terms of damage output and how quickly you could burst them down. So we'll see if that's going to be the case. Vendetta gank though, it's going to happen on the bot lane as well as a teleport. They see the Puck coming, or they see Clockwork coming in, and I do believe one of these guys is going to be dead. It's going to be on the Nature's Prophet one more time. Open wounds. Here comes the hook as well. That's going to be double. Great offensive power coming out from Team Liquid. 2 good kill. But meanwhile, here comes these guys cutting in. There's a smoke usage. There is no Eclipse online, and looks like Boba's gonna run into 3 or 4. The grip is gonna be immediately used. Boba gets picked off. There's no counter gang coming in. So basically a 2-for-1 trade.
Yeah, nice use of smoke by them, and really unlucky for Boba to be caught right out of there. None of his teammates were even close. He did get Fiend's Grip, but there could have been like a defensive disrupt or even a Nyx stun to cancel the grip, but he managed to get picked up on himself. So Dignitas actually didn't come out too badly on that. Again, 2-for-1. And Magnus didn't die, which is actually really important because he's very, very close to his Blink Dagger.
Yeah, speaking of which, 1700 gold may be in a little bit of trouble now. He does have a double damage. Is Dream Coil going to be used? That's a question. He has it available. Bane comes in, and that should be it. So Korok trying to help his team to get these pickoffs, but I think they need to do a little bit more. The smokes, by the way, are out for 3 more minutes for Team Liquid, so whatever they need to do, they have to do it through the cloak of Nightfall or just straight up Vendetta ganks. You see that Fluff is trying to do exactly that.
They had an observer ward here, and they actually saw Team Dignitas smoke, so they should be able to react accordingly. We see TC TP onto the T2, but Korok is still farming away middle.
Vendetta's just running out. It looks like the smoke is going to be coming from behind IX Mike. Despite seeing the smoke, he's got to get out of here. Brain Sap, he's low. Are they? No, nice hook shot coming in. They blew up that Magnus. They're now going to wait for Way Too Sexy. Way Too Sexy is also going to get picked off. Smoke may be a good item, but Observer War scouting out that smoke. Even better item.
Yeah, that was just so important. Dignitas thought they would be able to catch them with their pants down with no one there and just pincer them around from behind, but Magnus and Bane actually ended up being caught completely away from their team because of this Observer Ward. So MVP Observer Ward right here.
I wonder if it's going to be a tier 1. Everybody's responding back very quickly. Glyph is not available though. That tier 1 tower is very low. It seems like when Dignitas understand they can't take a fight, they will go split push, and they're moving away from that tower. So that tier 1 tower will go towards Team Liquid. Dignitas working on the tier 1 on the bot lane. Looks like they're already ready. Here comes Boba trying to set up a gank. The Sprout will... Oh, sprouts him in! And Cog on top. Meanwhile, mega kill streak being picked up by Aoi somewhere on the map. IX Mike trying to go there, and the RP will not hit her. They're still going to go on LeBron James. LeBron's already right-clicking away. He's going to survive. No, he will not die into poison. Here comes TC. Is Skewer available? RP's going to be used just on TC. Anybody else coming in? Nobody else coming in because apparently... they're just dying on the other sides of the map. I'm not sure what's going on elsewhere. TC's gonna try to use his drum and run away. The Skewer is gonna be coming off cooldown in just a bit, but he's just simply too quick with the drum's activation.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how Korok died there, but that was actually a pretty big pickoff. Eclipse not even being used for that, so Aoi picked up a kill on Korok in middle and a couple of deaths on bottom. Solo RP was used on Nyx, but they will get a free T1 out of this, and that should be Magnus's Blink Dagger. Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's a big boon for the Dire team. Can Radiant get a little bit of mid pressure? No. Fluff himself by himself can't really do too much. Another very deep Observer Ward being dropped, so those Observer Wards very good against smoke like we previously saw, but right now they're basically looking for gank targets now these times, especially with Puck having such a high initiation range.
Yeah, I think that playing aggressively, for example, diving behind this T1 on bottom was a very big mistake, and their lineup is much more suited to passive counter ganks, especially with Magnus. If Magnus gets blown up like we saw on the left side, that's pretty much the end of a team fight right there. And now that he has Blink, they have their options available.
Purge as well as hook initiation. They blow up 1, they blow up 2 immediately. They're gonna look for a little bit more. Like you said, this team is so designed to actually get these quick pickoffs, and they're doing it spectacularly. Boba, my MVP for this game so far, the way that he's been hooking and finding targets.
Yeah, most definitely.
Aside from the one he Fluff early on the mid lane, that was...
Yeah, he's had some really good initiates so far. So Fluff trying to get some work on snaking. He does have 12 seconds to RP, and the Impale just barely misses out of Vendetta.
Yeah, the increased movement speed on the Magnus. Looks like they're gonna defend this one. Hold down on RP in 2 seconds. They're gonna definitely get a deny at the very least. RP, they're only gonna get 1 because Korok just phased it. IX Mike's low, but he will survive. And Aoi in a huge portal. She's trying to cast his ultimate, but that mini stun from the battery cell is killing him. He finally gets it off, but can TC finish the job? Open runes, couple more right click, the clip comes in, but Orb gonna get it, and the Waning River's gonna come through as well. And Burning for Love, trying to get the... Ooh, there's a Nightmare. They gotta lift him up, right? Lift him up, and he's probably dead. Lift into a Brain Sap, and a couple more right clicks. Well played here by Dignitas. Meanwhile, we do see TC also dying on the back lines. That was a great start of team fight. They pick off Aoi, but I think perhaps the victory was bigger in Team Dignitas. They defend that tier 1. Tier 1 still in deny range.
It was a huge win for them. They didn't lose this tower, it did get denied, and they got the T2. So Furion didn't join the fight until very late into the fight, and
they're gonna get T1 up top.
Out of it, and a 4-2.
T1 up top forces a TP. Oh, Boba. Just a second too late. And these small leads are really starting to compound together. The goal lead now dipping down in terms of the Dire side. You talked about Team Liquid having I guess the onus is on them in terms of putting on the pressure, getting the kills, and they've been doing just that, but I'm not sure whether it's enough. Seems like Aoi is not getting as big as quickly as expected. He's not going to be going for BAB, so that's going to be a ton of room, a ton of time for the Radiant team to make any type of comeback. I don't even call it comeback. I want to say that they have a big window to kind of take a big lead in this game.
Yeah, especially with this Aegis coming out on Aoi, it's going to be big problems for Liquid. I mean, the problem with Liquid is like, they already have their core items. Like, I mean, Nace is going to get his items here and there, but there's not anything that's going to be like completely teamfight changing. Puck has had his blink for a while, and meanwhile, I don't want to interrupt this fight.
Yeah, Ix Mike's jumping in. Where's the Blink Dagger initiation? The Wrath of Nature is doing a ton of damage. Korok comes in, but the RP, that's gonna get 3! And Lifesteal is gonna come back out, but it's not gonna be enough. The Grip's gonna go on the high ground. Fluff is low. Fluff is gonna get a one-man impale, but a Blink coming from Fog, dodging the impale, and now TC's on the run. He's got phase. He's well, I mean, even if he survived, how much does it actually matter? Open Wound Snap on the other side. Shockwave's gonna hit. But yeah, TC surviving there means so little. Aoi still have the Aegis. They didn't even kill him a second time. And Dignitas is looking at tip-top condition in this game right now.
Yeah, I mean, their reasoning is like, they don't need to do anything. They just need to wait for Liquid to come to them, and once they're in a very nice defensive position, they can just force RPs. And like, Sneaking had a huge RP here, and they've been forcing Liquid to like dive them like at this T1 up here, and just everywhere around the map they've been trying to react to Dignitas's just split pushing and farming, and they're getting a lot of gold out of it and more kills. Or actually, kills are even right now, but if you look at the XP earned, almost 5,000 in favor of Dignitas, and the gold is just very, very similar.
Yeah, Team Liquid right now, they have the items that they're picking up, but like you said, they're basically hitting at a peak. I think they're starting to falter off in terms of...
Oh, we see another smoke.
Yeah, they're... Unfortunately, I don't think this particular observer board scouted it. Maybe they have. It was kind of near that vicinity. Meanwhile, though, they do see Invis Magnus. They gotta pick him off. They have to pick him off. Double Invis Vendetta action going on. He now blink away. Fluff is in position. He could get a 2-man impale. Another... How many Invis hero is there for Team Dignitas? Invis Rune, Shadow Blade, and Stolen Vendetta. Like, what a comedy of errors going on right now.
Yeah, and Liquid will be forced to play defensively for quite a bit until their smokes are back up. And this is not what they want to do. They have a killing lineup, and like Dignitas is more passive, turtley and split push lineup is just like playing out very well right now, and Dignitas is in a very good lead in this game, and with the constant pressure that Furion applies around the map and the wasted time that Liquid is just running around is not going to be good for them.
Yeah, there is no smoke for Team Liquid for 8 more minutes, so they really, it seems like that's all they do, smoke gang, and maybe Team Dignitas is kind of getting smarter and smarter as these smoke gangs.
They smoke again.
Yeah, they definitely have a pyro smoke in their own stash, looking for a couple of hero kills. Maybe Ix Mike's gonna be targeted. Ix Mike, oh, he wants creeps. He's not gonna get creeps. He's gonna get picked off.
Yeah, and I think what Liquid needs to do right now is just find solo picks that they can. They can't really take on a 5-on-5. I think the threat of RP is just way too much to deal with. And is Snaking going to find anyone?
Oh, no, Skewer and Blink is going to allow him to get out of there. Meanwhile, Fluff and stuff going back on the bot lane. Force Staff is going to be his item choice. I like the Force Staff pickup. They need a little bit more mobility, especially if somebody gets RP, you could force them back out. But if this is going to be a 2-3 man RP, it doesn't matter what item you have. It's just too much.
Yeah, I think they need to start smoking or not smoking, just finding some ganks around, maybe a bomb inside of a Nyx or a Puck. They really need to stop Furion from farming and make him feel constantly threatened when he pushes out alone, or maybe pick off Snaking so that they can't take on 5-on-5 fights. But the way that things are going right now, they're going to continue to lose these team fights as long as Snaking gets at least a 2-man RP. And with Aoi, with 2,700 gold, drums, Yasha, Trez, and Aegis inventory, he's going to be a force to reckon with if this game goes on much longer.
Boba has to hit the most magical hook of his life right now. It has to be on the Magnus. Aoi gonna come up forward. Maybe they're gonna go on Aoi. I don't think that's a good target. Impale's gonna follow through. He's gonna counter initiate on Fog. They do grab him right now. Korok also initiating. You can see that Snaking waiting on the wings. He's waiting to blink. Dreamcall's gonna miss. He blinks backwards, abandoning his team right now. You can see that burning for Love. He comes back in. Skewer cancel, miss. It's not gonna do too much. Boba is gonna be in big trouble as well. Aoi still doing the big deeps. Buyback coming from Korok. He wants to win this team fight for his team. Korok comes in as well. The chase now go on the other way. There is still RP backup. Is he gonna blink back in now? Still being very patient, but all this patience has cost his team as 4 is dead. That was a 4-for-1 exchange for his team. Only Boba died, but he fought back. And great initiation from both Boba and Korok.
Wow, I did not see the team fight going that way, but not getting any RP off is just really, really big. I talked about how he needed to get at least 2. He didn't get any. He didn't even use it. But Liquid was very, very good about controlling him through the use of silence, through the use of that Clockwork Initiate on the squishy supports, and that is really when you need to have a smoke. So if you get rocketed by Clockwork, you can't get hooked, and that's really what causes them to fight right there, is Liquid getting the jump on their weak supports instead of Snaking initiating with a big RP.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Snaking played poorly either. It's just Team Liquid were so on top of him. Multiple spells, making sure that RP didn't come. And you can see that without RP, the team fight just goes the other direction. Boba has hook set up. If he sees a target, that target is dead. Hook, oh, it's going to come in. It does sort of get the correct target, if you want to call it. The zero to RP is going to be available this time. Boba is going to be sacrificing his life, I think, defensively. Meanwhile, LeBron James is just walking on the back line. Oh, X Mike's low. He's going to survive, though, and it looks like they're going to get one kill on the Nature's Prophet as well. 2-for-1 trade. X Mike barely survived. I think it's time for Team Liquid to get out. The shockwave barely missing. X Mike still running for his life. He's got the TP score. He's got the urn. He'll be popping them, and still hot on pursuit is Team Dignitas. Blink Dagger is up, but they will not be using it.
Yeah, and even with that Aegis lead, that was just... I don't even know if they lost any heroes there. And Aoi losing 2 lives, that's a big deal. I think he really needs BKB or some sort of defensive item. I guess he's building Manta right now if he wants to survive these fights. He just got disrupted at this T2 tower, and he's going to continue to die unless he has more defensive items. So looks like Liquid's actually went straight back into this game after that big 2 fights. So XP earned is almost at 0 right now, and gold earned is around 3,000 in favor of Dignitas.
Which doesn't mean too much in my opinion at this point in the game. You can see Team Liquid is picking up some very key items. SMY has been on the Lifestealer for a while now. It's going to give him some mid-game power. But more importantly, Basher just got picked up. His might is still fueling his item purchase. Korok going to be working for a Scythe of Vice, which is going to give him a more important late game. Force Staff number 1 is up on Fluff and Stuff. The second Force Staff on X Mike slowly coming through as well. And having double Force as well as mobile heroes like Puck, Boba, that's going to be a big deal. Smoke being purchased. Every time those smoke comes off cooldown, Fluff is spamming it on the shop. And, well, they're ready. Meanwhile, Puck finding a pickoff on the mid lane, but he gets gripped. Defensively, Disrupt comes in. Dream Coil being stolen. LeBron James TP and TC's got to do some big work. And the Enfeebles on top. So is Nightmare. TC getting picked off. Well, he will get picked off. Fluff and Stuff is going to come back in. He is detected right now. Burning for Love. There's a one-man impale. They will get snaking. They're looking for more. Nice bash. They're going to get a second kill as well. Boba, Clock Hook, and nice cancel the TP. Another kill going in favor of Team Liquid. They see Fog Dota. They want Fog Dota. He does have Blink Dagger. Unfortunately, it's not on cooldown. He's going to get picked off as well. That's 4 for nothing. TP gets canceled smartly by Aoi. And Team Liquid's right back in this game.
Yep, looks like they will pressure the T2. I think they can probably get some damage out on this T3 or maybe even force a glyph with mag down for another 30 seconds and RP being spent on Puck and TC. Dignitas is not in a very good position right now.
Yeah, you talked about how Lifestealer is not exactly the most late game carry, but this stage of the game, he is still hanging on, even if it's just barely. He's doing a ton of damage. You can see he's starting to get Kai around bit. Bane is doing a ton of work with the spells on him, but still, he's carrying his load. And I think Team Liquid needs to end the game in the next 5 to 10 minutes. The longer this game goes, it's a lot more difficult for Lifestealer to really carry this game.
I think what Dignitas needs is just a bunch of BKBs. They have a lot of heroes that just really can't do anything. If you hookshot on someone, they can just BKB and just try to man mode it inside the cogs. Nyx really useless versus BKBs as well as Puck, and their lack of BKBs is really hurting them right now, and Lifestealer is a whole 4,000 gold net worth ahead of Luna, and Luna's been farming the whole game, and she's 9-2, so I'm surprised she's not more farmed considering Lifestealer's score is very, very similar, even with one more death. TC is still finding like a lot more farm. He has Phase Boost, Midas, Drums, SNY, and Basher very soon to be Abyssal Blade, only around 800 gold away until that Sacred Relic.
Yeah, these kind of successful team fights has been really helping them. Lifestealer's been dying early game, but that Midas, I think that's kind of the big difference maker. Got it. I don't want to say it was like the earliest Midas. In fact, I think it was like an 8.5 minute Midas, but since then he's been very good at using it whenever it's cooling down. He hasn't been dying too much, and it's been doing a ton of work for him during the fight as well as outside the fight. He's very highly level as well, level almost 20 at this point. And again, will Team Liquid making those smoke ganks? No, they're going to be doing a little bit of a traditional Vendetta gank, looking for a kill. Magnus is going to be the target. He's walking into the creeps up top, so he is seen. So a single Impale initiation is all they really need, and Fluff is already in position. Is he going to get somewhat greedy for the Vendetta hit? He will, and they're going to get them kill. That's a huge kill because he almost had Blink Dagger, or BKB. In fact, he had BKB gold if he bought right there. And taking him off BKB, like you said, is a big, big win for Team Liquid.
Yeah, I think it's really important for them to keep doing what they've been doing and just constantly make them feel pressure. Magnus can't solo farm, and neither can Nature's Prophet, and now they're really feeling confined in where they can farm. They're like really feeling desperate right now, and
Ooh, this could be big. Roshan is back right now, and if sure Magnus could buy back, that's his entire BKB if he does. So Team Liquid finding a pick off in a very important time. And I think Dignitas says, alright, we can't do too much, let's split push, but they're giving up a ton if they give up this Aegis without a fight.
yeah, they do not have a T2 on bottom, so it looks like they will get some damage on T3 in exchange for the Roshan. Roshan only at 2,500 HP. He will drop very, very soon. Most likely go to TC. He has already bought his Abyssal Blade and freed up the slot for that Aegis.
Yeah, and they will defend the bot tower as well, not leaving too much HP there, about just 200. And that snaking pickoff is really, really costly. Of course, the BKB I mentioned earlier now, without able to reinforce that fight. And Fluff and stuff, going for some solo gank, will find himself a haste. Let's see if he's going to pick that one up. Or maybe just hold it for Korok. Courier, looks like somebody's spying a BKB on the Radiant side.
Yeah, I find this consistent thing that staking just seems to die at really inopportune times. And yeah, sure, he was close to his BKB, but you really have to play it around this Roshan timer. Magnus dying before that means you either have to buy back and forego going your BKB for another 10-15 minutes, or you have to just... sorry, I lost my train of thought. You have to... just play defensively. Like, him not having BKB is not that big of a deal. He really just needs to be up for that fight so they can contest Roshan. You can't give Liquid a free Aegis like that simply because of not being in position over here. And you really have to expect these kind of ganks because they've been doing it all game. They've been doing a lot of Vendetta ganks, a couple of other bombs too, and like, he just has to be more careful. Maybe farm with neutrals, maybe carry a gem around even so he can blink away, maybe get a Ghost Scepter so that Nakes can't tear him apart so fast. But regardless, these really opportune deaths are killing Dignitas.
I'm sorry I laughed, but that was normally you're like very, very articulate and then you say all your points and suddenly it's like, oh, what was I saying again? But yeah, it's been a long day and it looks like Dignitas, they were hiding within their base for a bit, expecting a smoke gank. They will now come back out, and of course Team Liquid now with the Aegis having a little bit better breeding room. Lifesteal is getting bigger and bigger as we talk about, and of course Team Liquid looking to pop smoke. They have one on Shadow Demon, and let's see if they're gonna. They now see a couple guys roaming up top because of this particular Blizzard Ward, so they can make that smoke if they want to do so. In fact, they will do so.
So a couple of big items finally up on Luna. She has completed her BKB. It will be a full 10-second BKB and Manta style up. It looks like they are going using the smoke. We see the Nakes infested inside the puck.
Yeah, there's also BKB up, and the smoke, it will pop on Boba. They know exactly where they are. They will now see it. Impale initiation. I don't think you hook into this one. In fact, the puck is already on the back line. They want Snaking, the Cypher Vice, and the bash on Snaking. Snaking may have BKB, but the answer is also there to pick off. Do you push tier 2? Do you backdoor to tier 2? I think you do. Yeah, and that's exactly what they're... Well, no, they're going to back away. Maybe they're going to look to the mid lane, trying to take a Rax.
That was a huge kill, especially since Rubik had the Gem of True Sight, and losing that will just lead them to more ganks. And the Gem of True Sight is now in possession of Fluff on the Nyx Assassin.
Yeah. Also, there's no buyback because of BKB finish on Snaking. You talk about dying in an opportune time. This may be the most important of all. At least the last time when he died, he had at least to go for buyback. Now he doesn't, and Team Liquid is knocking on your door. Maybe they're going to back off after some tier 3 pressure. You can see that Korok's going to get silenced on his own jungle. He has Scythe. I'm not exactly sure why he was there in the first place. He's got a face, but he doesn't even get the face off because, well, the last tick of the Orb gets silence damage. Sobering, as they call it, will get the kill, and now Team Liquid have to back off mid.
Yeah, that was another inopportune death. I have no understanding why Korok was there. Like, they could either force out a buyback. They don't know Mag's gold right now. I think they think that he could have buyback, and forcing that out would be really, really big because that just means one more mag kill and you can probably take a Rex. But unable to get a T3 after those two very important kills, one with a gem and one on Snaking without a buyback, and they were countered with a smoke of their own.
Yeah, for anybody just joining us, we're getting game 2 of Team Liquid versus Team Dignitas, and perhaps we're gonna see yet another gank. There is a gem. Force staff into Impale. First staff? No, I don't think he's seen him. Fluff and stuff just outside of sight range.
Snaking actually blinked in the trees and got stuck, so his skewer is on cooldown in case he does get a big RP.
Oh, it's gonna be a huge big gank here. And he's gonna come through. Blink, lift on Fluff. They're gonna actually grip him as well. The Clockwork Hook is gonna come in, and that's gonna disrupt everything. TC's gonna come in. He's gotta focus on Magnus. The stun. Where's the bash? RP's gonna be used. Let's see if he has buyback. I think he does. He will use it immediately, but they got the kills, and they're gonna run away. Everybody is on the run. Nice Sprout on the ground. And Fluff, he wants blood. He sees it. He gets Nightmare. There's no hook initiation. The Dream Call is gonna come in, and of course a bust for TC. They're gonna get one more kill, but these kills are very, very expensive coming from the buyback. Korok. Oh, the blink. Fog. He's gonna get seen by that orb, and he's gonna get picked off. My goodness, that was one of the most aggressive smoking I've ever seen, and I think it didn't really work out. Multiple buyback has been used, and I think they're gonna try to get tier 3 now for Team Liquid.
None of them are important heroes, though. I mean, it's just a Rubik and a
maybe
Bane.
we're still too soon. He's gonna get picked off right here.
Yeah.
He has buyback, but here's the thing. There's no RP for 50 seconds. Team Liquid could destroy Rax on the mid lane right now.
Yeah, again, some inopportune deaths. I think he was just playing a little bit too greedy, as you said before. Dignitas does like to play greedy and farm that ancient stack. A big mistake, and I think Rubik could have gotten away. He he was like over here after dropping this observer ward and then blinked, but maybe missed blinking down into the river.
Yep.
I think he could have gotten away.
I think that was the missed blink that cost him the kill. Luna's gonna be forced out the buyback. There is no RP. I'm pretty sure they wrote down the timer. They will get the tier 3 safely. They don't want to fight too much because they lose a fight in the enemy base. It seems like Universe would probably just take the rack, so they gotta go back and defend and perhaps fight another day. Roshan, by the way, Aegis has been used in that last team fight, I believe. And did TC die a second time? Or was Aegis out?
No, it was only the first time.
Okay.
He only died once. But 4 minutes is the Roshan, and this is the big Roshan. This is the Aegis, this is the cheese, and I think whoever gets that will probably win. I think Dignitas maybe can sneak it if they provide a lot of split pressure around the map, but Liquid has actually been the ones that's been doing that with the very nice infest ganks and that blink sheep on Korok that is crucial to a couple of kills already in this game.
Yeah, Dignitas definitely have the damage output to sneak the Roshan, but they have to do it through all this initiation power like you talked about, but more importantly, the rocket flare that could be easily checking it. So it's definitely a very risky move, but Roshan's not there for a couple more minutes. You can see that everybody has some big item at this point now. You can see that Ghost Scepter is also up on way 2. Double BKB up. And I imagine that maybe even Nature's Prophet should be picking up BKB up soon. That seems to be Koitfa's build. Or no, Wagamama's build. He loves to get BKB on his Nature's Prophet. Get him very tanky, put him on the front line, start right-clicking. But seems like Universe has other plans.
And taking a look at the XP graph, 7,500 in favor of Team Liquid, and gold graph very, very close to 0. So both teams just back and forth. Kill advantage is just slightly in favor of Liquid, 35 for Liquid and 27 for Dignitas.
Yep. Another gank train is going to be coming in, this time in the form of Fluff and stuff. This Observer will at least see Korok running by, so no hero should be in that vicinity. In fact, maybe they're going to try to set up a counter gank. Oh no, D-War coming out from IX Might. He has the gem now. And looks like they might actually be using him to bait. And this is a very smart bait because he has a buyback. If the team fight breaks out and they use all their spells on LeBron, he could buy back and counter initiate. I think that's gonna happen immediately. Blink, RP, that's gonna hit onto LeBron. He's gonna go down and he's gonna buy back immediately. Clockwork Hook's gonna come back in. TC's getting gripped, so his damage output's not there. Aoi in the middle of the fight. Look, the buyback comes in for LeBron, gets a kill in the middle of the team fight. Now the Clockwork Trap, they're gonna try to get a kill on Bane, but Bane extremely tanky. Impel's gonna play off the Clockwork as well. TC gets sprouted, and Puck comes in trying to rescue his ally. He's not gonna do the work. The right click coming out from LeBron doing a ton of damage. Aoi comes back as well, and that's a huge team wipe. Huge win from Team Dignitas. What a bait. Brilliant play.
Not only was that a good bait, but they did such an incredible job of controlling the Nakes. First, a full duration grip by Bane, and then a feeble after the rage, and then a full duration sleep into a Sprout. That was really key to them winning that team fight. And sure, he got a 2-man RP, but controlling the Nakes, that's like where all their damage comes in. And like just shutting him out for a whole entire time from 100 HP to 0 is just ridiculously good and well executed by Dignitas there. So it looks like they don't think they have enough firepower to push up this hill, especially with TC's recent buyback. Let's check the status of Roshan, only 1 minute onto that. And LeBron James still trying to farm up a little more. He does have a gem of true sight. He is kind of close to BKB, and I expect him to fully pick it up because he does not need to save gold for buyback since he just used it.
Yeah, BKB, what an item this game here. And it looks like Dignitas, their next objective is pushing out every single lane, apply pressure on some of these tier 3 towers, and just basically use that advantage for Roshan. And having Nature's Prophet, it makes Roshan engagements a lot easier, simply by avoiding that fight. And if you're Team Liquid, I really think that Liquid TC has truly hit his peak. I think AC is going to help him in terms of making him a stronger hero, but at the same time, Dignitas is getting bigger and bigger items. You can see that even though that he's so big already right now, he's by far the highest net worth in the game, he just gets kited because he's a melee hero, he's dealing against Bane Elemental. There are some nice ground target Sprout against him, Rage or not Rage, and he just simply can't get out of that one.
Yeah, and they just have so many ways to deal with him. He can't really be in melee range because of RP. If he comes in late, I mean, Bane's just always going to be looking for him too. If he pops his rage late, he has to deal with sleep and telekinesis, and then after that, he has to deal with all the right-click damage from Luna. So just a tough life for Nakes, and he pretty much has to do almost all the damage by himself. I mean, sure, they have a Puck, but Puck's spells don't scale very well into late game, and he doesn't have any right-click damage coming out from anybody else minus the Vendetta.
I think the only way it will work is when your lifestealer doesn't have to walk in, like you said. He has to watch out for his position. The best way to do so is jump inside Korok or Boba and just initiate. If you can find Luna, if you can find, more importantly, snaking, those are the kills that you get for. And basically hope that you get your backup to disrupt that Bane Elemental, disrupt the Rubik. It looks like Invis Rune on snaking, trying to find himself a couple targets, and the Roshan fight. This, like you said, the most important Roshan of the game. Courier coming in from the sticker shop, that is going to be a ton of item. Assault Curious fully completed. And where's the Lifestealer? Is he inside Puck? Not yet, not yet. The fight will be breaking out very soon though.
All they need to do is kill Nakes, and I think it's over because he does not have buyback. He doesn't have buyback for another 2 minutes, and even if he did, he just completed his cure as he doesn't have enough gold for it. So if they do that, it should be a really easy victory for Dignitas. But looks like they are not letting them do Roshan so easily. Both teams opting to farm up a little bit. And there is a smoke pop by Dignitas. I'm not sure if they're trying to wrap around or what. But both teams just trying to circle around Roshan.
They're definitely looking for the wraparound, but Team Liquid is already out of there. In fact, they're looking for their own wraparound. And well, comedy of error. Do they see Boba running past this Ascension War? No, they don't. No, they don't. So this is going to be the re-engagement. Radiant on the other side of the hill, and I'm not sure if now the Dire has a better hill to work with, because this is multi-layered.
Dire's on Radiant, and Radiant's on Dire now.
And the smoke's still not popped just yet. Way too sexy. Loses smoke. He pops his ghost immediately. He gets silenced. He gets orb. You gotta focus on snaking. Boba gets lifted up in the air. The Dream Coil is only gonna miss, and the BKB gets immediately popped. LeBron James now focus on the Korok. Korok's on the run. I think Korok is gonna get picked off eventually. Meanwhile, Boba, where's their RP? Still RP not being dropped. Great control, like you said. Now Aoi, he gets Persia. Boba's now also on the run. TC, he gets sprouted together. Boba's gonna get picked off. TC in the middle of the fight. He needs to find a target. He does not, and he's on the run. I think the team fight is already lost for Team Liquid. He's gonna get eventually picked off and chased down. He will get silenced, and he is done. And I do believe Team... Oh, he's still surviving for just a little bit longer. The Urn doing some big damage. He's still finally gonna survive. Rage will be running out. I heard a Blink RP being used. Looks like Ike's Mike is the solo target. Brownland's lagging. Okay. Well, he had a good RP though, so... I'm not sure exactly what the lag issue is, but
I think that was actually really smart by Bane Elemental to walk in. If you notice, he like walked straight into Roshan pit, pocked his Ghost Scepter, and Nyx was forced to pop out of his bomb and just go on him, and it took him a couple of seconds because of Bane, and they were way separated from his team, and everyone else was able to focus him down. And again, Bane is a pretty decent target because he controls Nyx so much, but if you don't kill Magnus, he is usually going to come back with a big RP. He only got one on the Shadow Demon that time, but still, not being able to shut down snaking is a pretty big problem.
Yeah, sometimes you look at a team fight, and I think Fluff might imagine he'll get picked off. Yeah, the TP comes in, a Sprout. There's 4 staff available, but no cooldown. Sometimes you look at those team fights and be like, man, he only found a one man RP. His effect must have been not good. But the fact that he's forcing Team Liquid to basically dance back and forth to dodge that incoming RP, he's like inherently done his job. And now it looks like Dignitas is going to just go into the Roshan pit. That's going to be the Aegis. That's going to be the cheese. And like I said, Lifestealer, he's hit his peak. I'm not sure whether he could even be bigger than this.
Yeah, and this mass BKB is just causing huge problems for Liquid's line. I think that they thought they could get enough like early game presence and mid game presence to shut them down and delay their BKBs, and delay it they did, but right now there's 3 people with BKB. Luna with BKB, Manta, Butterfly, Drums, and Treads looking very strong. We have BKB up on Nature's Prophet as well as a gem, and we have BKB up on the Magnus right now. So these mass BKBs is just really difficult to deal with when you have a lot of magic damage and only one source of physical damage that is very easily kited.
Yeah, more importantly, you have a lot of magical-based lockdown. The coil being basically useless at this point. Of course, Fluff's damage and stunning output is somewhat lackluster. And Clockwork, you don't expect him to do damage. He's got his own BKB, although he's just going to be a menace, an annoyance factor in the middle of the team fight. And like I said, somehow Lifestealer is going to have to somehow find his range form or something, because this game is not going to be won the way that it's going for Team Liquid.
So what Liquid needs to do right now is either pick off a high priority target that does not have the Aegis Sword of Cheese, which pretty much means Furion, especially now that he recently bought his Chrysalis. He doesn't have a buyback, or wait out the Aegis. And those are pretty much their 2 options right now. It's far too risky for them. They lost the fight before the Roshan without the Aegis and the Cheese, so that means without those two items on the side of Dignitas, they're definitely going to lose it unless they just have some miraculous control of Luna and Magnus. But it looks like Dignitas will try and force the issue middle. We have C4 of those heroes grouped up in middle, with Nature's Prophet also split pushing top.
Yeah, and it's hard for the Radiant team to wait out the Aegis, because that's when everybody's going to get more farm. That's when, for example, Nature's Prophet is going to farm his buyback. So he's expecting again coming in from the top. In fact, a slow look at this kind of patient siege. 2 Luna and Lugia in the front, basically a throwaway Bane in the front as well, saying that yeah, I could jump on our Bane. Remember what happened last time the Roshan pit when you jump on our Bane? It's hard for Team Liquid to initiate, because that 3-4 man Dreamcall Raining Rift combo, that doesn't do anything against BKB. So right now Dignitas feeling very safe and very smart play overall.
And difference in XP earn around 9,000 in favor of Dignitas and around 8,000 or 9,000 in favor of Dignitas for the gold. So no surprise there. And it looks like they will make this T3 push in the smart lane. They had no T3 up there, so good decision by them to move up top.
No buyback on Puck. He's got a Mystic Staff in his stash. I'm not exactly sure what's about. Maybe trying to win the team fight and get a Shivas, but not having buyback in this kind of impending team fight. And look at those Luna Glaives. It's going to be doing a ton of work. Bora comes in. His silence is going to be on the Snake King. Snake King is going to get picked off immediately. Great targeting so far. Now going to focus on Way 2. Somehow is still alive. Got a grip. He will grip. He survives. He's doing a ton of work. BKB in a high ground. It looks like he is going to go down. At least did about half HP of damage to the TC. And looks like Aoi has chased a little too deep. He's talked about needing perfect control. They got perfect control. Team Liquid's going to win this team fight.
Yeah, being able to pick off Snaking and him having the Aegis instead of the Cheese, really, really good target selection by Liquid there.
Oh, maybe they don't win this. Aoi finally going down. That Cox maybe doing more damage than actually helping them. And looks like TC trying to fight his way out of there, but LeBron, low ground to high ground, do some right-click flog. Nice Skull Scepter. He's going to go down. They want to chase in a little bit more for Universe. There is... Oh, he's going to turn out, trying to go for the kill. Gems are going out, phasing, trying to phase out... Oh, Chase, Sprout, TP. You know Puck's gonna come through, right? TP out, TP out, TP out. Silence! What a clutch silence! From Korok, triple kill. Okay, I take back what I say about hitting the peak. Maybe they have a little bit more.
They just need to use smoke swords. I don't know why Snaking is in this position. You either hide behind a support or hide behind your creeps. You do not let them engage on you. If they kill you before you pop BKB and Cheese or Ghost Scepter, the team fight's over. And Magnus really just needs to stay alive. He can't die like that. He really has to watch his position a little bit more. Kudos to Liquid for finding him and picking off. And that is exactly how they need to win a team fight, especially with that huge item deficit.
Yeah, and now with that one team fight, they're going to get a little bit more gold to work with. TC, check him, 6,000. He is maxed out. Gotta sell that drums. Do you go for heart? Do you go for... I say you go Lincoln Sphere, as like ironic as that sounds. If Bane cannot disable you, you have a lot more firepower.
I mean, to be honest, you could just go Butterfly, too. Butterfly is actually not a bad choice.
Is this the big D?
Ooh. Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just going to be MKB for Luna's Butterfly.
Okay, a very, very safe item choice. I don't think Divine is going to be the best item. Yeah, he is going to go straight for MKB. But okay, Fluff and Stuff and his team is going to use this advantage by maybe pressing for a little bit more, finding another gank. If they can find one more gank here, then suddenly even the Raxes are going to be in danger for Dignitas.
Yeah, we usually see Snaking pick up a refresher or by this point, but he still doesn't have it. It's still quite a long ways coming too. 2,100 gold. He does need to save for buyback, and I think it's just gonna be a long time. And if he had that like a double RP, that would just be extremely devastating for Liquid. They can just win one team fight, force them to buy it back, and then just wait for a refresher, and then just win another one. Again, not having these RPs is just really costing Dignitas team fights.
Yeah, I mean, refresher is fine, but last fight, the way that it was initiated upon him, he just died. So I'm not sure having 1 or 2 RP matters. He's gonna go for the Ghost Scepter, which I gotta agree with him in terms of the mindset. If they don't kill him outright, he is gonna drop an RP regardless. But that will remain to be the case if he has cheese. I'm not sure whether this Ghost Scepter is truly necessary. I'd rather see him go back to the refresher like you talked about.
Yeah, I mean, for this fight, he was like around in this area. That's where he got picked up. I think he really needs to be up over here in the tree area or back here, just so they can't scout him out with a very obvious rocket or orb, or a blink initiate with Puck. And Snaking really has to watch his positioning. I mean, he's in the back right now, but he really needs to be like along the bottom tree line over here, or just hidden behind these trees. He cannot get picked off again if they want to win a team fight.
Well, that's some Mona Lisa minimap drawing. Thank you. Did you show that?
Oh yeah, that's scratchy.
Yeah, it's something else. Okay, looks like they're gonna be backing off. I think Fluff did find Universe for a tiny bit, but he was not able to get the solo kill. He needed backup. The backup came a little bit too late. And again, slow pressure. Now you see that Dignitas is going to be playing some starving Dota, pushing out the lanes, farming the enemy jungle, and they could definitely use farm in no jungle as well. Nature's Prophet could be definitely picking that one up. And now we're up to another 3,500 gold for Nature's Prophet, so he could definitely utilize that buyback and take advantage of the team fight. Still 3k gold in Lifestealer. He's going to be saving buyback. Only 3 members of all 10 players have buyback, and looks like Fluff will be initiating once again.
And Furion is very, very strong at this point in the game. Being able to push out like all the lanes when they don't have any T2s just really confines the area that Liquid can be in. But on the plus side, Liquid does have the potential for bombs, and being able to pick off heroes much more effectively than Dignitas can is a huge boon to them. They don't have any sheeps on the side of Team Dignitas, and they really have to expend big ultimates if they want to lock down the target.
Oh my god, so close! He's seen him. You could initiate right now. Gotta be Dust. There's the Dust. There's a kill. And now, they could play a little bit more aggressive. The buyback is available, and I'm pretty sure they realize they're not going to get full a second time in that previous engagement. But it's a kill, but how much like, does that kill matter, really?
We see another smoke from these guys in the middle, and I'm pretty sure Dignitas has his hand ready on the buyback button in case they do find someone. They didn't have a gem on the Nyx Assassin, so I'm surprised that they found Nature's Prophet there, but he was sitting in a somewhat obvious position.
And here comes Dignitas. I think they're gonna straight. Are they trying to smoke into it?
There is no
glyph.
T3 here.
There's glyph though.
No, they can just go up the hill and breach that high ground.
They're gonna go for the pick off on the mid lane here. They have Orchid on Puck. Grip is gonna right go on Korok. Buyback immediately happening through. And here comes Ix Mike, defensive disruption. TC ultimate's only gonna grab one. Here comes the hook in. They're gonna focus on Aoyu, but Boba taking a ton of damage. Puck's gonna get out, but here comes a TC. Big damage output. Can he get the bash against Aoyu? He's gonna focus on LeBron James because he doesn't have the buyback. The tech chain is the sleep is owning him so bad. Meanwhile, the Fluff and stuff's gonna come in. TC being sprouted in the tree, somehow free him. Fluff, worship force staff. He doesn't have it. He's gonna go into one of those creeps. It's gonna invest back out. Fluff is low. He's gonna have force staff in about 5 seconds for himself. Blink Dagger back out. Great team fight here for Team Liquid. Forcing a buyback from Nature's Prophet. Still killing him a second time. It's 5v4 though. Or it seems to be a 4v3 in the favor of the Dire. And now the glyph. Oh, TC's gonna come right back in. He's gonna focus on Aoyu. Look at the bashes. Look at the damage output. It's gonna abyssal him. But the man fight somehow being won. Korok coming back a little bit too late. He gets stunned by the telekinesis lift. He's gonna orb himself back out. Mana burn, impale, all sorts of stun being thrown out. Buyback comes in from TC, but these glyph being used in a somewhat of an awkward time. They gotta kill those Luna illusions. A lot of punches being traded, a lot of resources being traded, but no real damage being done.
That satanic pickup really paying off for Aoyu, being able to man mode TC during that buyback. So, or right before the buyback. So it looks like Roshan is up in a couple of minutes, and Universe is actually 9 and 13. I'm surprised at his score, but regardless, he's still very, very farmed, and he did use his buyback, so his data list will still be a while coming. Gold graph, not too important right now, but still 7,500 in favor of Dignitas, and XP around 10,000 in favor of Dignitas. So still very vulnerable. They almost got that T3 tower in the middle, but Snaking unable to find these big RPs. All he got was the Nakes right then, and I believe he was raged, and he tried to get that Puck as well, who was grit, but very clutch defensive disrupt by Ix Mike there.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go into the Roshan pit. Way Too Sexy's going to come around. Fluff and Stuff's going to find him. And the grip's going to come through. Immediate mono burn. Ix Mike shift self-disrupt. No, the pickoff comes in the RP. He will find it on TC. That is the most important target. He's getting chain stun, but he will be able to life steal his way back. He will focus on Snaking. Snaking's dead immediately. Where's Luna? Luna's going to be backstabbing like a champ coming in. The man fight's coming through. He does have cheese, has BKB, has Satanic. How do you kill Luna a second time? You don't. You run away from her. You're going to be focusing on the supports. They grab everybody, and now 5v or 4v1. They will go back to him, or maybe go for the Roshan pit. Rubik buys back. I think they should just grab the Aegis right now. Shouldn't chase for anything else.
I definitely agree with you there. But Snaking, I mean, really not coming through with these RPs. Oh, is Aoi going to be picked off too?
I don't know. He's big BKB doesn't get popped. They pick him off. There is buyback immediately though. Now would be a good opportunity to go back for the Roshan pit. Team Liquid went for the risky play, got paid off, got rewarded. If they get Aegis and G's on top of this, this would be absolutely huge. But because Luna didn't use anything, and because she has BKB and Satanic left over, there is a possibility with Cheese she could 1v5, and I think she's thinking about that.
Yeah, but if she dies right now, it's game over. No Aoi with no buyback, that's just game over. They have no damage, not really too much in the way of damage output, just Furion.
Still looking for the play right now. If they could blink Scythe on Luna, oh man, where's the Scythe? Where's the Scythe? The Scythe is gonna be right there. Open wounds. Gotta go for those bashes. Gotta get the kill on Aoi. Aoi, like I said, doesn't have buyback. The bash came in. The BKB's right there. The bash now come through. You gotta kill before he starts Satanic. He will use Satanic, and she's on top. The chainstun will be coming through. Perfect chainstun on Luna. And Luna is gonna die a second time. Will Team Liquid make this comeback? That looks so impossible. Here comes Snaking. He's also getting bashed. RP's up in 3, 2, 1. RP time? No, RP doesn't actually get fire off, but he's no damage output. He's also gonna get picked off. And TC, he is such, I don't even want to call it man mode. He's on God mode right now, just on another level. How do you win when everybody has Ghost Scepter, Scythe, Grip, Nightmare, Enfeeble? He doesn't care. He just doesn't care.
Amazing. Wow. That was... Whew. I didn't expect them to be in this sort of defensive position. They really want to contest Roshan, but they weren't in a position to. They didn't have Magnus up, and now they looks like they're just getting thrown. All they have is Magnus with no RP and Furion, who has no buyback.
I don't see Dignitas coming from it. They're not calling the GG just yet, but it seems like it is the GG. TC's gonna be tanking the tower. And he's, of course, with the AC Orb providing them Iron's armor on the buildings. Looks like we're going to see some heroics coming out from LeBron James, but it's not his time, not right now. And that would be it.
Amazing comeback by Liquid there. I definitely had them at the underdogs anytime from 30 minutes onwards, but very nice play by TC, and I really think MVP for Liquid, that as I want to say, is Snaking. Snaking just getting caught at a really crucial time, not hitting any big RPs, just a couple on solo Naxes, no refresher orb. I think that really cost them in the latter half of the game. But very well played by Liquid, and this will go to a best of 3, true best of 3. So third game coming up shortly.
Loser goes home, winner stays alive. He is Merlini, I'm Luminous. Don't go anywhere. An exciting conclusion to this best of 3 series will be coming up shortly. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far.